This is your first look at the new feature Squad Leaders coming to Boom Beach. Introducing the Minesweeper, helps clearing up mines by walking into them. The Zuka Fan carries a modified high-power rocket machine gun. And the Meat Shield protects squad members by taking their damage. And in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down everything you need to know about the new feature coming to Boom Beach, Squad Leaders. Let's do this. Good morning, good afternoon, and yes, good evening, Skull Army and friends. It's your boy, your friendly neighborhood SkullCrusher, coming right back at you with another Boom Beach video. And in today's video, introducing Squad Leaders. Quick disclaimer though, I am on the developer build account, which is a private server lent to me by Supercell for the purpose of testing out new features and updates to then showcase to you, the Skull Army and friends. Now, what is Squad Leaders? Quick introduction and breakdown. New feature, Squad Leaders. Squad Leaders is a new feature that will eventually be tested both in Warships and on the main base as a special event. The date of the special event will be announced later. So even now, as recording this sneak peek video, we still don't have an exact date of when the Squad Leaders will be available. We just know that it will be a special event that will be available at some point. The troops in one landing craft are considered a squad. One squad leader can be attached to one squad, replacing one of the troops in the landing craft. So you're pretty much going to have one troop of a selected type, and as of right now, heavies are the only troop available that squad leaders will be applied to, so one of the heavies in the landing craft will be assigned squad leader. Squad leaders have the same troop types as normal troops and can only be attached to the same type of troop as they are. Using them does not cost anything, and they can be freely removed and moved around. Squads that have a squad leader attached have a squad leader icon in the corner of their unit icon. The squad leader is also marked on the battlefield and in landing crafts. Now, this is where it does get a little bit upsetting, so I guess you can say one of the negatives. There is no actual skin for the squad leaders, so even though the graphics look absolutely incredible, like seriously, whoever is responsible for the design of these heavy squad leaders deserves a raise, but there is not a selected skin for that chosen squad leader, meaning that you will only have an icon identifying who the squad leader is on the landing craft. Squad leaders have their own stats, and most have special abilities. These abilities can apply only to the leader or to the squads they are leading. So as of right now, from my testing on the dev build here, Zuka Fan is the only solo squad leader, meaning that Minesweeper and Meat Shield applies to the entirety of the landing craft. So essentially, their abilities, their perks do reflect to the entirety of the squad, whereas Zuka Fan, it's only the actual assigned squad leader. Squad leaders also have access to a squad flare. This works as a normal flare, but only for that squad. If both flares are active, meaning that the regular red flare or the squad leader blue flare, the one deployed last has priority. This squad flare is deployed from the unit icon in the bottom left corner. Pretty exciting and a lot of information to take in. So this is what your squad leaders will look like on the landing crafts. As you can see, I've got a full fleet of heavies locked and loaded, and I've got 3 squad leaders chosen for 3 of the heavy landing crafts. We've got the Meat Shield, we've got the Zuka Fan, and we've got the Minesweeper. And as you can see, there's no dedicated skin to that selected squad leader. We just have that icon above with the image identifying who the squad leader is. And as you can see, I also do have my stylish heavy skin as well, but when you do actually attack with the squad leaders in battle, it doesn't even show the skin. It will showcase that squad leader just as a regular, normal heavy on the battlefield. Now, to select a squad leader or to move your squad leaders around, you're just going to click the landing craft and the troop icon. So as you can see, we've got change troops, change leader. So just to show you what I'm talking about, if we switch over to rifleman and try to add a leader, a squad leader to the rifleman, there is no squad leader available. No squad leaders available for this type of troop. Again, okay, so let's load up a Zuka. So now we've got Zukas loaded, and again, there is no squad leaders available for this troop. Let's pick another troop here. Again, guys, none of these troops will have a squad leader available, not even the armored units, at least at this moment here. It's going to be pretty cool to see a squad leader for a tank unit, Scorcher mech, any of the armored units. But you do have to select heavy, and as of right now, heavy is the only troop that does have that squad leader available. Let's go back over here and change the leader and talk about the Minesweeper here. So Minesweeper helps clear up mines by walking into them. So once we break down the stats here for a level 26 Minesweeper here, you can see the health, base stats for the health is 6,864. Now this is the same for the Zuka fan, except when we get to the tank, it's going to be pretty insane when you see not only what the ability is, but the health on that. So base stats for a Minesweeper here, 6,864. Movement speed is moderate, range is short, damage per second is 192. Now the perk EOD, this is where things get freaking awesome. All units in the squad will approach and trigger mines if there are any nearby. Units take reduced damage from mines. Damage reduction 75%. So the entirety of the squad, the whole landing craft with a Minesweeper squad leader will have a damage reduction of 75% when running over mines. And the cool thing is you don't even have to flare to mines. The Minesweeper squad leader and squad will directly go to any mines that are in range here. Boom! Clears mines by walking into them when they are within range, applies to the whole squad, and takes reduced damage from mines. We talked about that. The heavy squad leader will, the heavy squad in general, will take a damage reduction of 75% from mines. That's freaking huge, okay? Now we're going to break down and talk about a little bit of the Zuka fan here. So carries a modified high-power rocket machine gun here. So base stats for a Zuka fan, aka Hulk Hogan, decked out in camo. 6,864, movement speed moderate, range is short, but look at that damage per second here, 2,880. And the perk, not so special. So the perk for our Zuka fan here, this leader has a special attack and stats, but no special abilities here. So he's pretty much just a super strong heavy that fires a Zuka machine gun. And the animation will actually show this Zuka fan squad leader firing, missiles from his machine gun. So it is really, really cool to see. Superior firepower. Carries a modified rocket machine gun that deals a massive amount of damage, and it also triggers mines here. Now we're going to break down and showcase the meat shield here, alright? Protects squad members by taking their damage. This one is awesome here. So check out the base stats for a level 26 meat shield heavy squad leader. That health is insane at 23,300. Movement speed is moderate. Range is short. That damage per second is 192 DPS. And the perk is tanking. So tanking takes a portion of the squad member's damage and mitigates most of it. The damage transfer is 90%. And the damage reduction is 80%. So what that means is when you have the meat shield heavy squad leader selected, that entirety of the landing craft will have a damage reduction of 80%. And 90% of that squad's damage taken will be transferred to the actual meat shield, which is insane, okay? One for all, protects squad members from damage by taking their damage. see, I wasn't kidding, mitigates a portion of the transferred damage. Now, the meat shield in action is awesome because it's like a never-ending heavy. It just keeps taking those boom cannon shots like crazy. So now I want to showcase what this actually will look like in some live battles. So we'll start things off with the Minesweeper here because this is perfect with all the mines right up front here. Now, we'll drop the Minesweeper squad on the far left of the beach here. Now, I'm going to shock these boom cannons just so you can actually see them in action here. So we don't even have to flare here due to the fact that we've got the mines right up front here. They are directly making their way in the path of the mines here. There's no flaring at all. This is the squad leader perk. This is the squad leader ability here for the Minesweeper. It directly will transfer the heavies in the path of the mines here. And remember, it does mitigate a lot of that damage being taken as well. So that one boat of heavies from the Minesweeper squad leader just cleared all those mines here, okay? So now we're going to send in the meat shield. So now pay attention to the damage that these heavies will be taking from the boom cannons here, okay? Look at that. It is tickling them. It is literally tickling them. But then pay attention to the squad leader, the meat shield in the back. He is taking it all for the team here. So his health is going down drastically because the damage is being transferred to the meat shield. So now that the meat shield has died, look how fast the regular heavies will die here. So I have not found the most practical use yet, but it is huge, guys. Absolutely huge. And now we're going to send in the Zuka fan here. So check this out. We're going to go right up the middle here. Now we're going to pay attention to, now there's no special perk here being applied to the, I repeat, there's no special perk here being applied, but look at the heavy there firing. Look at that. Look how fast those boom cannons are going down. This guy is an absolute beast here. We're going to fire a couple shocks here. Taking him down. This guy is crazy. So I'm pretty sure the Zuka fan with Bullet can literally be a 1-2 combo, just absolutely wrecking everything there. All right, and now I'd like to show you what the squad flare looks like for the squad leaders here, where you can break apart your squads and send them in different directions on the battlefield. So we're going to test out sending the whole fleet here. We're going to send all our heavies, but we're going to break up our squad leaders and send their squads to different parts of the battlefield here. All right, so I'm just going to get rid of this shock launcher here just to make it a little bit easier here. Perfect. So we're going to start things off with Bullet. We're going to drop the normal heavies and then all three of our squads. And we're going to flare directly to the back here. But while that's going on, we're going to break our squads off. So we're going to bring the Minesweeper back to the beach. We're going to send the Zuka squad to the left, and we're going to send the meat shield to the right here. So now you can actually see the squads breaking apart and following their dedicated flares here. You know, we got the Minesweepers clearing the mines. We got the meat shield taking the damage here. And unfortunately, I don't think our Zuka fan lasted very long there. But just to give you an idea of it being able to send the troops in different directions. Pretty exciting concept, and I'm very excited to see what other troops will be selected in the future with their own squad leaders as well, because so far from what I've seen and tested with the heavy squad leaders, I think this is a very fun idea for Boom Beach, and I think this is definitely moving Boom Beach in the right direction. I also want to point out that I think this is definitely more practical for the lower to mid-level players. I've really been scratching my head as to how the max-level players will be using these heavy squad leaders practically. I mean, I can see the meat shield coming in handy, possibly on some of the higher level operations, possibly the Minesweeper as well. I mean, I'm sure some of these players will even find ways to make the Zuka fan work as well. I'm telling you, I have crushed bases literally just with the Zuka fan and Bullet. It's crazy how strong that duo is. And I would like to point out that the squad leaders will be available at HQ level 6. Now, if we go to our path of glory here and go to HQ 6, now I did have to reach out to Nunu, our community manager, and ask him personally because I didn't see it here on the path of glory, but he did respond and reassure that once squad leaders are enabled in game, they will be available at HQ6, which also definitely does lean in the direction that it is there to help lower to mid-level players, you know, kind of level up a little bit faster because you're going to have a huge offensive powerhouse with the squad leaders. So I think it is a big boost to the lower level players when this does eventually happen, because it's going to make it a lot easier attacking. So a big boost to offense. So Skull Army and friends, let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on squad leaders coming to Boom Beach. If you have made it this far into the video, please do not forget to leave a like. It does mean the absolute world to me. It does help the channel grow. And yes, of course, it does appease our YouTube algorithm overlords. We will be wrapping things up. It's now time to make like a Tom and cruise. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace!